Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to take you through some really simple stretches that you can do yourself on the extrinsic muscles. That means the muscles outside of your larynx and your breathing mechanism. These are a really great way to rehab your voice. So if it's feeling tight, if it's feeling tired, if you've had a really big sing or just a really full-on day of using your voice a lot, then these stretches are just a really great way to loosen things up. So first of all, really importantly, there is a caveat, there is a really important disclaimer for all of these stretches. If anything doesn't feel good, if you are doing something and it feels sore, it feels really uncomfortable, then stop doing it straight away and go and see a physiotherapist, go and see a massage therapist. There are loads and loads of brilliant and qualified vocal massage therapists and vocal osteopaths, and I would really recommend that you go and speak to one of those. These self-administered stretches are a great way of touching base with yourself in the same way that you might massage your shoulders or massage a muscle that feels tight in your body. But if you were to do that and you were to think, actually that really hurts, go and see someone who can support you with that treatment. Okay, so we're going to make a start with your SCM muscles. That stands for sternocleidomastoid. Muscles do this really useful thing where they tell you in their title where they're coming from and to. So sterno representing the sternum, cleido representing the collarbone, and then mastoid representing the chewing process at the back of the jaw here, the muscles that do that. So these big strap muscles come down along the front of the body here. So here's a really simple stretch for these muscles. What you're going to do is you're going to have a look to one side. You're going to do a thumbs up with this hand, and you're going to grab a hold of the stringy, strappy muscle here that you feel at the side of your neck between your thumb and your forefinger. And then you're going to bring your head back to the front so that you've got a grip of that kind of strap muscle there on the side. And then you're going to use the thumb to work your way up the muscle and massage up towards the back of your neck, and then come downwards towards the collarbone at the top here, and just work your way up and down that strap muscle. You're going to do the same thing on both sides, so you also grab onto the other side as well, and you work your way along that muscle too. And hopefully it should feel a little bit freer and a little bit easier as you get some movement through the head and neck, and you'll notice a little bit of expansion in your vocal range. But always listen to the biofeedback from your body. Okay, your next stretch, your next self-administered massage is to work on the jaw muscles, so the masseter muscle at the back of the chewing process here, and the temporalis muscle that expands up across the skull here. So what you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to identify your masseter muscle by putting your fingers lightly on the back of your jaw, and then clench your teeth. And where you feel the muscle pop out when you clench your teeth, that's the one that you're looking for. Okay, so where you feel that little pop. What you're going to do is you're going to push your fingers quite firmly into that muscle and give it a bit of a massage here at the back of the jaw, the back of the chewing process. And then you're going to push that muscle upwards, so you're going to stretch up, and what you'll come to is a little arch of bone that people often think of their cheekbone. It's called your zygomatic arch, and you're just going to go over the top of that and then press into the temples, the temporalis muscles here, and take your fingertips in an arch over the top of your ears and let go at the back of the occipital, the bump on the back of your skull. And I would say be relatively firm with the muscles at the bottom. Be careful as you go over the zygomatic arch. That's not muscle, it's bone, and you don't want to press really hard on that because you can get bruising or damage there. So into the muscle, lightly over the bone arch, and then into the temples in a way that feels right for you. And as you stretch back and over the ear there, you should feel a nice opening of that space around this kind of area on the sides of your face here, which is a really nice way of loosening off the jaw if you've been doing loads of high impact singing or speaking. Okay, next up we are going to work on the tongue a little bit. So as usual, the normal disclaimer, if you feel anything that's not very comfortable, then stop straight away. But the first thing you're going to do, and apologies on the video for this, the first thing you're going to do is really extend your tongue out as far as you can. So you're really splatting the tongue outwards and trying to lift the back of the tongue up and forward. And as you do that, you might already feel a stretch in the root of the tongue as you push the tongue forward and out of the mouth at the back. And then as you do that, you're going to hold that. Now obviously I can't speak to you and hold it at the same time, but you're going to hold the tongue out position with that tongue root pushed forward. And then you're going to take the tips of your thumbs and you're lightly going to press in behind your jawbone. I'm going to lift my head to show you, but don't lift your head when you actually do it because it doesn't do anything that's helpful. So what I'm doing is I'm going in under my jaw, I'm finding where my jawbone is, tucking my thumbs underneath, and then I'm walking my thumbs along towards the center of the jaw and then outwards towards the back corner of the jaw. But tongue is out, and then the fingers, the thumbs are working their way along the outsides of the jaw there. And what you might feel is quite a bit of tenderness underneath there. So work at the level that's right for you. Great way of releasing the tongue root. Finally, and this one is one of my favorites, we're going to release some of the extrinsic muscles along the front of the larynx and the neck and into the shoulders. We use those muscles quite a bit when we're singing, and depending on the style that you're singing in will depend how much of each batch of muscles you're using. But these stretches, or this stretch, is a really good way of releasing that. So you're going to put the heel of your hand into your sternum, so into the gap in the middle of your rib cage there. And then you're going to place the other hand on the top for some extra pressure. And you're really feeling like you're pulling down and pushing down into the center of the chest there between your pectoralis muscles. Make sure your shoulders have dropped away from your ears, and now you're going to, as you pull down with the hands, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. And with the chin still up there, I'm going to look to the front so I can talk to you, but with the chin still lifted, you're going to jut your jaw forwards so that you feel like you're sticking your lower teeth out and extending the jaw up towards the ceiling as much as you can. Make sure your shoulders stay dropped away, keep the jaw stretched forward, and take the head to a 45-degree angle. And maybe you feel some stretching and opening along the side of the neck here. Keep the jaw jutting forwards and go to the 45-degree angle in the opposite direction. Bring it back to the center, and then let that relax. Okay, so I hope that these stretches are useful to you in your practice. Remember, singing is a muscular activity. Your voice is not a sound, your voice makes a sound. Your voice itself is a system of muscles, cartilages and tendons and different tissues, the product of which is the sound that you make. So although we can look after the sound by voice training and thinking about resonance and placement and those sorts of things, to look after the actual instrument, we need to take care of it muscularly as well. So these stretches are a great thing to have as part of your regular voice practice. And if you'd like to find out more, then firstly, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the button below. Secondly, come and find me on social media so that you can follow more content that I post in this area.